Hello and welcome, awesome Aquarians. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com, and I'm here to do your July Tarot Astrology. And what a great big month we all have again. Okay, there's so much going on in the heavens at the moment, and it seems that we're sort of pulsating between being exhilarated or excited with the new opportunities that are coming, and then being a bit frightened or anxious. Okay, so they're both the same coin, and just two different sides of the same coin. So there is a lunar eclipse, another eclipse. There's 6 eclipses this year, but another eclipse this month. There were 2 last month. And this lunar eclipse is actually in your 12th house of the subconscious, okay? So a lot of important things, messages coming up from your soul and your subconscious this month. There's also Mercury retrograde in your 6th house of health and everyday work and routine. So things could sort of slow down in that department. And so, you know, you should bear that in mind. When Mercury goes retrograde, there's sometimes miscommunications. Legal issues need to be clarified more fully. If you sign a contract, you might find that you have to go back and revisit that contract because something has changed. And there's also a lot of other planets retrograde. So we'll have a look at those in a moment. But just briefly, how I operate, which is a bit different to most other astrologers slash psychics slash tarot readers. I'll pick 2 key themes for the month for you from the tarot deck. We'll have a look at your horoscope. Then I'll do a tarot spread for you with some psychic interpretation of the cards, and finally I'll finish up with a psychic summary at the end, just whatever comes through me, and often I get stuff when I'm channeling out of the blue that I don't expect, and so we never know what's going to happen in these videos. But let's have a look at those retrogrades just briefly before we go on to the 2 tarot themes. Okay, you can see Mercury at the top there, retrograde until the 12th of July in Cancer. So, you know, you could be a little bit more emotional than what you normally are. There's a fair degree of energy for detachment and sort of going at your own way this month. And with Mercury retrograde, you could be sort of more focused. Instead of getting your messages to the outside world, you could be more focused on what's going on in your inner world, particularly with the thunder lunar eclipse there in your 12th house. Venus was retrograde up until the 25th of last month. So there is a little bit of a shadow period at the beginning of July. If you're particularly sensitive, you might feel that. We don't have Mars going retro until September. Jupiter is retrograde, Saturn is retrograde, Neptune is retrograde, Pluto is retrograde, and there's the lunar eclipse on the 5th of July in Virgo. Okay, I'll come to all of that in a moment. But let's go to the board now. Okay, so you can see I've got this zodiac wheel there, and what we're going to do is pick 2 cards now as themes for the month for you, awesome Aries. Alrighty, what comes up? I'm going with that card. That one's sticking out. It's funny, when I shuffle them, they look different, even though they're all exactly the same back, but they look different to me, each individual card. Okay, so I see a ladder, a silver ladder. I've had a real theme of ladders going on this month with all of the star signs. This doesn't normally happen. So it's like you're down in a cave or a cavern in the ground and you're climbing up out of that. A silver ladder indicates that it's your feminine energy that is helping you get out of the darkness. So you might have been through a particularly rough patch, but now it's almost as if you see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, so here we go. The 8 of Swords. You've been restricted in some way, okay? Maybe it's your own thoughts. You may have sabotaged yourself in some way. Your thoughts ruling roughshod over your feelings, perhaps. However, the good thing about this is that now you're coming into awareness of it. The ways that you have hurt yourself, and probably, even other people around you. And when you go through the feelings associated with that, then you will see the way to get out of it. Okay, you can't get out of it if you're not aware of it. So that's the first step. So in early July, you're becoming aware of some unhealthy patterns that you may have that you can actually free yourself from. So that is very exciting. The Eight of Swords. Okay, so just remember that. Maybe write that one down. Looking at the second theme of the month for you, awesome Aquarius. That one. Closing my eyes now. And what do I see? I see a ring. Okay, so two meanings here. It's like a wedding ring, and this could be in your relationships, that you've been sabotaging your relationships or sabotaging yourself by being in certain relationships. But the other message of the ring, of course, is it's the completion, okay? It's the integration of energy. I now see a horseshoe as I'm saying that, so that means there's good luck coming. And you may have, just had enough of these old patterns which are going to pass away, and bingo, there you go. I couldn't make up my mind if the ring was silver or gold, but we've come out with gold here, and this is the world card. This is a really fortunate card for you, a very lucky card. The world is your oyster, okay? She has 1 foot on the earth, and so that's about practicality and groundedness, but she is also in space, in touch with her spirit. There's an eagle up here for Americans. This could be particularly important to you, this card. You may be feeling more expansive than what you have for a fair while. There's an angel holding up this very high vibrational energy that you are adorned in at the end of the month. And there's also a staff here that she's holding, and the staff represents royalty, and the royals represent divinity on earth. So this is about being in touch with your own divinity as you make the world what you want it to be, okay? So it's all about bringing all of the spiritual energies down to physical manifestation in the world at a physical level. Okay, so you're going to have a very big journey, I can see. Wonderful Aquarians, going from some feeling of being entrapped or restricted right through to, expansive freedom. Let's have a look at your horoscope now. Okay, so 15th of June to the 5th of July, Venus conjunct Venus. So this is all about your desires for love and affection, and they're likely to be very strong during this period. It's a great time for a new relationship, and that could start now. You could start something beautiful. Not only is that a relationship with somebody in the outside world, but it's also a new relationship with yourself. 19th of June to the 22nd of July, the sun in your 6th house here, the house of your everyday work, your health, your well-being, your habits, your everyday habits. The sun there is all about doing your best work, okay? Examining how you use your energy on a daily basis, and your health and well-being could also be a focus. So you might decide there's a better routine you could get into. So rejig your current routine so that you get more out of life. And there's some sort of insight and awareness with that, and a sense of accomplishment as well. Happiness even. 26th of June to the 7th of January 2021. Mars is here in your 3rd house. This gives you a really big desire to express yourself, very directly, okay? You do have to be careful that you're not too forceful, or, you know, you could get in an argument with somebody else. And do be careful of impatience, because irritability or even accidents could, you know, occur because you might be trying to get things done and you're just that little bit impatient and going at it like a bull at a gate. Okay, so watch that tendency. It's a great time to attack an intellectual problem and overcome that rather than trying to attack people verbally. Okay, 12th of June to the 13th of July, Saturn conjuncts Ascendant. Alrighty, so this is all about being very seriously minded, introspective, concerned with your inner reality, you know. Also, it's a time of responsibility and commitments and making important decisions. You could drop old adolescent behaviours and change your attitudes about something. To the outside world, you might appear a little bit detached or aloof, and Aquarians do have that tendency to be a bit detached. But deep down, you could be feeling lonely. So there, you know, maybe you're sending out messages to the world that you don't want to be bothered, but deep down you're really crying out for connection. And so I just take a deep breath there. It's all going to be okay because you're moving away from the past. You could even be thinking about relocating or leaving old friends behind in some way. And this is because there's new friends about to come in. And there could be new employment or a new career coming in as well. It's a time to pursue new areas of interest and do meaningful things that are important to you. 29th of June to the 18th of December, Saturn in your 12th house. Again, a time of isolation as you become more serious about looking within. Severing old ties to the past. It's out with the old to make way for the new. You may have some feelings of guilt and failure, okay, and feel quite detached from the world. It is going to be okay. You'll feel these feelings and this time will pass. These restrictions around you will be lifted because you're working your way towards this freedom and expansion here. 21st of June to the 8th of July, Jupiter conjunct Jupiter. You may be looking for some personal recognition. You could have deep urges to better yourself, achieve and be successful. You could feel quite knowledgeable about things and you want people to know that you know, and you could be looking for some prestige around that. But other people may not necessarily like it and there could be power struggles. So, you know, just try to walk away rather than getting into an argument about it. It is time to bring forth your own interests, okay, your hobbies, the things that you feel passionate about. Talk about those, express those. 15th of June to the 16th of July, Saturn conjunct Saturn. This is all about taking life seriously. So you can see there's a fair bit of Saturnian energy, even though Saturn's here in your 12th house deep within. This is really causing you, all of this going on here, there's a lot of activity, and this is really causing you to get ready to drop your old identity, so, you know, become more mature and more wise. Okay, so it's a time of deep self-analysis. Past errors of judgment could come up into your consciousness, how you could have done better, and you may feel dissatisfied if you didn't handle them well. Okay, but there are rewards if you did handle difficult situations in the past as well. You could be thinking about a new job, relocating, a new relationship. Important decisions, you know, will be made in this time. So we have on the 5th of July, the Thunder Moon lunar eclipse in your 12th house, also bringing a lot of transformation and bringing all of this deep-seated stuff from the past, even from your childhood and your teenage years. And you might have had some very important life events. Somebody might have passed away recently and maybe you've been dealing with that, or someone's been left behind, or you've moved on from a difficult situation in the past. And some of these things are still deep down in your subconscious, and they're coming up like memories. And so don't be concerned that they're coming back at the moment, because you're actually in the process of releasing them through this lunar eclipse, the effects of which will be felt for a number of months, perhaps even up to 6 months, okay? 6th of July to the 10th of July, Mars sextiles Venus. Relationships are favoured. You could be very responsive to loving gestures and affection from other people, and it's a great time to express your love now. There's an opportunity for new love and new friendships. 11th of July to the 15th of July, Mars squares Taurus. Do be careful of verbal battles, okay? You need to be a bit tactful here, because your impatience or irritability could cause some arguments. 20th of July, there's a new moon in your 6th house, okay? So this, as I mentioned before, is your everyday work, your health and your well-being, new beginnings. You could start to feel more vital. If you've had some health problems, perhaps they're not as niggly, or you feel differently about them now, and something's changing. You're feeling a bit better about your well-being. 21st of July to the 22nd of August, Sun in your 7th house. Okay, so this insight and awareness and happiness even moves into the area of life that governs your closest relationships, your partnerships, whether that be marriage or business partnerships, or somebody that you work very, very closely with. And it's a great focus, a great time for cooperation in partnerships, and you're more, ready to compromise. You might be feeling it's we rather than me, and you could be seeking advice from other people. 17th of July to the 2nd of August, Jupiter sextiles Neptune. This gives you a great chance to share your spiritual philosophy. You could be feeling more idealistic and have a lot of abstract ideas. And right at the end of the month, we've got, on the 31st of July, Jupiter sextiles your MC. So this is all about cooperation and assistance in your work and business relationships. You're likely to have significant growth in your career, new contacts open up, giving you promotion and progression. It's time to take the advantage of opportunities, and these opportunities are likely to be very beneficial and go in your favour. No need to take risks, as there's very positive growth now. You could be feeling good about yourself. Happiness and improvements in your domestic life as well. Okay, well done you. Alrighty, so that's your horoscope. Now let's have a look at the tarot cards in a tarot card spread. So just take note, 8 of Swords and the World. This is your journey for July. Now to go into that a little bit more in depth, let's have a look at the first week of July. Closing my eyes now, and what do I see? Awesome, Aquarius. Okay, I see a car, and you're driving the car, and you're changing direction over, you're moving over to the left. Okay, so this is more about the feminine. This is the creative side. This is less thinking, less logic, and more being and creativity. Okay, so this augurs well for relationships generally, but also romantic or marriage relationships particularly. Okay, and we come up with the 3 of Cups. This is about socialising. The beginning of July could bring a time of getting together with friends. Maybe you haven't seen your friends for a long time. There are some subconscious things going on here, because see, they're all in the fish's mouth. Excuse me. Different types of friends. This one's a bit wasteful. This one's very active. This one's a bit more subdued, but she thinks a lot. She knows what's going on. Okay, sometimes these groups of friends, some of them can get together and form a clique, and you may not necessarily feel included in that clique. So you might hear that they went out together, for example, without you. But it's all okay. Just let them go their merry way, and remember that in the future. But there's no need to get into an argument or anything like that, especially with this Mars energy here in your 3rd house of communications. 2nd week of the month for you, awesome Aquarius. Closing my eyes now. What do I see? Yeah. Okay, I see it's like I'm in a kitchen and there's a butcher's block in front of me, and I just can't remember. Meat cleaver. That's what it's called. Meat cleaver. So it's like you've got a cleaver and you're chopping something on the chopping block, and that says to me that it's the end of, you're chopping a relationship or chopping an old habit or something that comes from the past. You're finishing it. Okay, and that card that is like it's almost stuck. All right, it's the 10 of Cups. Okay, so chopping something on the chopping block also means you could be preparing food, and that's what this card is about. And this is about home and family, okay? Making your home a sanctuary for family members. You could be preparing food here, see, like that. But it's also the end of the cycle, and it's like your family and your relationships are going on to a new cycle. Doesn't mean that that something's going to happen to a family member so that you don't see them again. It means that the relationship goes on to a better level, a new level, something that works for all, the individuals of the family, not just the group collective of the family. Okay, but it's generally a very positive card, even though it is the end of a cycle. Let's have a look now at the 3rd week of July for you, awesome Aquarius. Closing my eyes now. I've got the colour blue and green. It's a bit more green, green ocean. It's the desires of the heart being expressed, but quite strongly, because there's more green here than blue. So the desires of the heart coming up through the throat chakra. I'm underwater now, so I'm in touch with my subconscious, and I'm swimming into a cave, and there's lots of shells on the inside of the cave, like oysters and things like that. And I feel like there's a lot of pearls in these oysters. So there's some rewards here, and pearls are usually pearls of wisdom, okay? What you express, and there's a lot of wisdom and knowledge here. Okay, so we come up with the Sun card, which is all about your insight, your awareness, achievement, happiness. It's a type of happiness that's it comes from within. It's not about you doing stuff, although you may do stuff. It's more about that sort of natural joy that you feel within coming out, and you're expressing that. And you say some very wise and insightful things in July. Okay, that's a beautiful card. Okay, I'm just getting contact with family members that you haven't seen for a long time, and you're really happy to see them. Okay, or even news about family members or people that are like family to you. Going with that card there. For the last week or 10 days of July, and what do I see? Yeah, more pearls. Pearls around the neck. Maybe get a new string of pearls. And again, what you express in a very wise way. And I get your arms around somebody. Somebody's coming back to you from the past, and you're happy to see them and share. Maybe this is an old school friend. I've got the planet Saturn here too. They may be in trouble in some way, and you sit and listen to them and give them some really sage, good advice. Okay, and we come up with the Hierophant, and this is all about knowledge. And you'll see she's sitting here on 3 books of knowledge, and she has the key. Knowledge is the key, is the way out of, feeling trapped. If it's not you that's feeling trapped, it might be somebody who comes to you. but there's a lot of knowledge and wisdom and sharing your ideas, your abstract ideas, and maybe even your spiritual philosophy, which was also indicated there in your horoscope. And she's got the key in this hand. The key, this is like the book of life, your book of life when you come to this planet, and it's got all the things in here that we have to accomplish, and you know what the challenges are and all of that. But this is key. Knowledge is key. Okay, this is a great card, and she's all dressed in red there, which indicates action. Okay, so taking some action about sharing your wisdom and your experience. Last 3 days of the month, and closing my eyes now, and what do I see? Awesome, Aquarius. Okay, there's a bird in my hands, and it's like a white dove, and I'm just setting that white dove free. Trapped energies within, I'm just letting them out. I'm releasing them so that they can be free. So peace. Okay, and we've got the Justice card. And this is about natural justice. Okay, natural, L-O-R-E, law. It is also beneficial for human, L-A-W, law. And if you have some legal matters coming up, this card could help you, this energy. Okay, so there's an owl here on her shoulder, whispering wise things into her mind. She is blindfolded, so she hasn't got all of the information, but she is going to make a decision regardless, and she's weighing up all the sides of the decision that she has to make. She's got her feet on the ground, and she's seated on a red throne or chair. So action's going to be taken as a result of the decision that she makes when she listens to her own intuition. Okay, so let's have a look at this. We start off with a bit of social activity, a bit of family activity, and then we go into excuse me, 3 major arcana: the Sun, the Hierophant, and the Justice card. The insight, the wisdom, the knowledge, okay, and natural law. The natural laws being followed, okay, not the human laws. So, you know, remember you had the 8 of Swords as a key theme, and then the World card as a key theme. The challenges that come up this month, although at the start they may feel significant, as you go through, you know, deep down into your subconscious, and you become aware of these old attitudes, you will release them, and all of this wonderful information can come through to you, so you can share that with other people. So that's actually quite exciting, and it's rare for 3 in a 5-card spread. It's quite rare for 3 majors to come up like that. So this is fairly important for you, awesome Aquarians. All right, I'm going to close my eyes now and do a psychic summary for you for the month of July. Yes, so here we go. I've got, it's like you're walking in the rain with an umbrella. And so this indicates tears. Rain can be tears. You might be feeling very sorry about a situation that didn't work out the way you hoped. But that's okay, because very soon you come to a door and you go into that door, and it's a whole other world. And on the other side of the door I can see a bridge, and walking across that bridge, and there's a river, and now you're on a new path, okay, in another place. And so this is quite exciting. It's very it's all natural with lots of trees and grass. There's no cars or anything like that. And you walk along this path, but the sun is just beautiful, the grass and the trees beautiful, the river on my left side is beautiful, and it's all very reinvigorating. Okay, so your health, your well-being could be improved by the energy of this place that I'm seeing. Now that's changing. Now I get a man blowing some sort of wind. Maybe it's a trumpet, or it's got I think it's a French horn type of thing, because it's got some curly round bits in the middle. And this is about you blowing your own trumpet, blowing your own horn. This means that you're expressing all the good things that you can do. Okay, maybe in the past you were a bit shy about talking about your talents and your abilities, but now these talents and abilities are coming more to the fore, and you might be thinking somehow trying to find a way to express them publicly, and I've got thumbs up on that. Okay, so they're telling me express your natural talents and abilities publicly. You might start a YouTube channel, you might start a Facebook group, start putting it on social media, what it is that you can do. And because you've got this owl on your shoulder as well, there's a lot of wisdom and knowledge in what you say. People will listen to your pearls of wisdom in July. Now I'm seeing a waterfall and all this beautiful water flowing into a lovely water hole at the bottom of the a water hole at the bottom of the waterfall, and people swimming. It's all very natural and beautiful. Okay, so these are the energies coming to you. I could just stay there, but I need to finish. These are the energies coming to you. Awesome, Aquarius. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this useful, please give it a like, and if you're new, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be apprised of all of my regular updates. Okay, most importantly, have a wonderful and insightful month. Awesome, Aquarians. Be kind to each other. Okay, thank you, and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.